Loser's Leap. Have you ever heard of a place so haunted, so cursed, that even mentioning its name sends chills down people's spines? A place where despair lingers in the air, where the voices of the lost whisper through the trees? Well, let me tell you about a place called Loser's Leap, and the legend that surrounds it. Tucked away in the hills, far from the busy cities and highways, there's a cliff that the locals avoid at all costs. It looms over the valley like a silent guardian of sorrow. The wind howls through the jagged rocks, and if you listen closely, some say you can hear the cries of those who leap from its edge. The story goes back over 100 years. There was a young man. Let's call him Daniel. Daniel wasn't popular. He wasn't strong or wealthy. He was just ordinary, a dreamer. He had big ambitions, but life had other plans. He was ridiculed, bullied, called a loser by his classmates, and even by the adults in town. The weight of it all became unbearable. One cold autumn night, under the glow of a full moon, Daniel climbed to the top of the cliff, stood at the edge, and whispered his final words. "You'll remember me." Then he stepped forward into the abyss. After that night, strange things started happening. First, it was just whispers, soft, chilling murmurs that seemed to come from nowhere. Then the shadows. People claimed to see a dark figure standing near the edge of the cliff, always just out of reach, disappearing if you got too close. But the most terrifying part? The dare. Over the years, groups of teenagers would test their bravery by standing at the edge of Loser's Leap, challenging the legend. Some would mock the story, laughing in the face of fear, but those who did often regretted it. There are stories, real stories, of people who went up there and never came back. One such case happened in the 1980s. A group of 5 teenagers drove up to Loser's Leap, armed with flashlights and bravado. One of them, a boy named Jason, loudly declared, "Daniel was a coward. If he was here right now, I'd push him off myself." The others laughed, but the laughter soon faded. A gust of wind nearly knocked them over, and then Jason went silent. His friends turned around, expecting to see him still smirking, but he was gone. No sound, no scream, just vanished. They searched frantically, but there was no sign of him. The next morning, the authorities found Jason's body at the base of the cliff, his face frozen in terror. Since then, the legend has only grown. Some believe that Daniel's spirit seeks revenge, targeting those who mock his pain. Others say Loser's Leap isn't haunted by just one soul, but by many. Those who gave up, those who were pushed too far. Even skeptics who visit the cliff say they feel something, an unseen presence, an overwhelming sadness. And in the dead of night, when the wind stops and silence takes over, you might just hear a whisper. "You'll remember me." So, is it just a legend? A scary story meant to keep thrill seekers away? Or is there something truly sinister about Loser's Leap? One thing's for sure, if you ever find yourself there, standing at the edge, don't say his name, don't mock his story, and whatever you do, don't look down.